So, welcome everybody. I just have a really cool story. So my son's birthday was yesterday, and he turned 10, and I got him some cards and everything. And to see the look on his face on some of the cards I got him was super, super cool. I sometimes whenever you get a gift, you wonder, do they really like it? Are they just, showing their gratitude of, hey, thank you for getting a gift. But when when he got it, one of his favorite players, Wyatt Langford, and we got him an autographed Wyatt Langford authenticated. Due to the nature of me collecting cards and memorabilia, authentication is pretty important because even though you might know it's autographed, without that authentication, it really doesn't have the value of, hey, a professional institution, a business is standing by saying, no, we're saying that this is an autographed piece of memorabilia, whether it's a card or a ball or anything like that. So, whenever we're looking for stuff, it's always about authentication. And so he got his Wyatt Langford, and he was really, really excited. He got a little bit emotional, like, okay, this is like the best. And then he also got a Breaker's Delight from Archives, Topps Archives, and I can't remember who it was, but it was another autograph. It wasn't like a big hit, but it was out of 10 from the archives, and it was a lot of fun to see because once again it's another slab that shows the authentication, whether it says certified Topps or whatever on it. But those are the things that show, hey, this is a real autograph. And so he got quite a few autographs for his birthday. And then the real treat was he got to take a friend to the Ranger game. We don't do a lot of parties. Typically, we give our kids a choice of whether they want to do a party where they can have friends come over, or do they want like a specialized event. And so he wanted to do a Ranger game. So we went to the Ranger game yesterday, and it started off, good. We were excited, and we drove out there to get there early. On Tuesdays, kids under 13 can get autographs from a couple of Rangers, but only the first 125 people can do it. So we're kind of nervous about doing it because you have to get in. The gates open at 5, and then you have to rush over to be one of the first 125. So we're waiting in line to get in before the gates open. We got there about 30 minutes early, and I can't find my tickets. I got them through SeatGeek. They were there, and then I had them on the ballpark app, and all of a sudden, can't find them anywhere. On SeatGeek, it says that the barcodes are gone, and in ballpark app, it shows nothing. So my wife says, hey, go figure this out. So we've got about 15 minutes left when I finally go figure it to start figuring it out. And our account had gotten compromised, and so thank you to the Texas Rangers for working through that. They determined that it was compromised and that they were able to return the tickets back to the ballpark app. And so we're sitting by the gate waiting for it to refresh because they don't print tickets. They put them back on the ballpark app. So we're waiting, we're refreshing. Even the ticket guy is helping us by clearing our cache, doing whatever he thinks we can do to help. They finally appear. We get in, and him and his friend are able to get in line, and they're within the first 125. So we're excited. It was Danny Kalum and Cole Winn were there for the autographs. So my son was able to get a ball autographed by Cole Winn, and then he has a Rangers hat that had 9 signatures already from the Winter Caravan, and he got Danny Kalum on the hat as well now. So now he's got 10 on his favorite Ranger hat, and he only wears it when he goes to an event where he could get autographs. Besides that, it stays in an area where it's not going to get ruined. So we sit down. We're in an all-you-can-eat area of the stadium, and they offer nachos, hamburgers, chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, popcorn, peanuts, soda. Those are all the things that you can have as much as you want. So, and we got front row, right in left field, right where Wyatt Langford is playing left field. So we have this sign, and it says, Wyatt, it's my birthday. How about a ball? And then it says, a dream would be an autograph ball. Go Rangers. And then on the back, my wife was, had a good idea. And she put, no Ranger Karens here. Get us a ball. And then hashtag my ball. And you know what? That got a lot of attention from employees at the stadium to fans, people wanting to take pictures with it. We actually had someone come up to us after the game and say, "Hey, did he get a ball?" And so it was very fun. We had a lot of interaction with the fans and everything. So every inning, my son's holding up the sign that says, "Hey Wyatt." He's hoping that Wyatt sees it and finds a way to deliver a ball. Every inning he did it, and Wyatt, almost every inning, I think except for the first inning, he threw a ball up into the fans, and just all around us, just too far, 10 rows deeper, 2 sections over, nothing made it our way. And we're surrounded by, 8 to 10 different groups of Brewer fans as well, and we're playing the Brewers, and so, it was a fun atmosphere to be in. We would cheer for the Rangers, they would cheer for the Brewers. It was a lot of fun. We get through 6 innings, and my son goes, I have 3 more chances to get a ball. And, you can see his hope every inning, the hope in his eyes of getting that ball. And it was crazy. So 6th inning, nothing. 7th inning, nothing. They're just 2 sections over, 1 deck up, just still nothing in our direction. And so Hellman hits a home run in the 5th or 6th, and the ball lands in between the fence and the fans. And one of the workers goes and gets the ball, and we're all yelling, "Hey, can you toss the ball up?" And he goes, "I can't. I have to make sure that the player doesn't want the ball." So we're like, okay, I can understand that. They might want to keep their balls to kind of have a collection of their home runs or whatever for any ball that they can retrieve. So we get to the 8th inning, and he's just, he's like almost wanting the Rangers to tie it up so that they can go to extras to get maybe another opportunity. But his Ranger love prevailed, and he said, "No, I want the Rangers to win." Rangers win 5-4 against the best team in the major leagues, and we have a lot of players from the Round Rock Express from AAA playing above their heads and playing out of their minds. It was an exciting game. And so Michael Hellman hit a home run. That ball was moved out. The game's over. My son is a little bit emotional because he really, really wanted a ball. I mean, he wanted a ball. There was nothing else that he wanted more than that. So we're trying to console him a little bit, and that worker comes out, and he tosses a ball up in the stands to us. He tossed it to the guys to our right, the Brewers fans. And the Brewer fan immediately turned to my son and said, "Happy birthday." Because it was my son's birthday, 10, just like the Karen story that's going around viral. And he gave it to him. It was something that the experience was awesome. To have another fan, doesn't know us, recognize the value that this ball meant to him. My son got teary-eyed. He was so excited. He was pumped. We couldn't stop talking about it. And I want to say thank you to that Brewers fan. He had his son with him. They got a ball from one of the outfielders earlier in the game, but he didn't have to give up the ball. And it turns out more than likely it could be the home run ball that Michael Hellman hit. It had a gash on it, probably from hitting the concrete wall before going and hitting the ground. So my son is super excited about getting this home run ball, and it made his 10th birthday experience. That was the cake, that was the icing, that was everything. So once again, to that Brewer fan, that dad, he knew what that meant, and he did that out of the goodness of his heart. We did not ask him nothing. He did that out of his own choice, and that's amazing. So thank you. And guys, that's what collecting memorabilia is all about, is connecting with the sport, connecting with people, and whether it's your memorabilia or someone else's, it can be enjoyed. Experiences can happen that can really bond you to people, to events, to sports, to family. That's what the thing for me is. Me and my son get to collect cards. We get to talk about them, discuss them, kind of dream about what's our dream cards and things like that, and then go out and try to make those dreams come true. Do that with your own family. Make collecting family. Make it personal. Make it fun. Make it memorable. That's where memorabilia is memorable. Rack cards. Tell me what you think. If you have some stories, please share them. Here's a couple pics from the evening from my son, and I hope you enjoy them. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Hey Clay, make sure you turn around and smile so I get things to Hey. Shortstop.